Oh, yeah, we're live. Oh, jeez. What do it? Set that.
Right. Let's get this all started.
Yep. Oh, that's a fetch. Jesus. You want to start or I start it?
Sorry?
You want to start it or I'll start it? Your choice. Yours.
You start. You start.
Okay. Sick.
I will
Oh,
just
wow.
play it by ear.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to VD RL, VD Racing League Sunday tier for the Austrian qualifying, as it's wet as now.
Yeah. So yeah, hello
Yes.
everyone. I'm Will. I'll be commentating alongside Swift. Looking forward
Hello.
to today, and hopefully qualifying will get under just in a moment. Who are you looking for your top three today?
I probably say Toro, maybe Brajic, and maybe Limners as well in the mix. The top three.
Okay. So obviously I haven't been here. This is my first time joining the championship, so it'll be interesting for me to see where it all fizzles out, and just quite excited for this one.
Yep.
So
As it looks like it's chucking it down.
that is not what the drivers are going to want, but it's going to be plenty of action for the fans out there.
As we got most cars on the intermediates. Both fast cars, and I think one sailboat and a Red Bull's coming out as well.
Okay. This is really the time for the drivers just get all the warmth they can into these intermediate tyres just before they can set their quickest lap times for this Q1 session. Just got to stay, make sure you are inside the top 20, but obviously we've got 13 drivers on the grid today. They will be making it through. It's just going to be Q3. It's going to be the big one today, but it'll be nice to see who's going to put in the lap times now and get a good view on who's going to see who's going to go where.
Yeah. This one as well.
Sliding there, we can see from the Sauber of Rajic. Just coming through, about to start his first flying lap of the session, coming through up past turn 8 into turn 9 now. Let's make sure it's a good one, hopefully. Now it's coming out the last corner.
And drivers do have to be careful of trying not to go wide, because you can easily invalidate around this track.
Exactly, obviously you don't want to be running wide, otherwise you are going to be losing your time, and that is honestly all you want with this time. So here he comes, coming up into the second corner now with a great entrance into it. Is he going to do that? Yeah, that's perfect. No running wide whatsoever, and it's just going to get back on the throttle easily. But you're going to see the wheel spin there, obviously from the wet conditions, and it's going to be very challenging for these drivers.
Yep. I mean, who knows? Maybe the race might be wet, but we won't know until after this qualifying. But
it will be very interesting. Half the cars are out on track now and have started their laps, I think. We've already got quite a few come out. So I think I think Rajic is the first person to put in a possible lap time coming through sector 3. He's just doing a personal best, I believe. So coming into the last corner, where's this going to put him on a provisional so far? Could be putting up to
110.2.
So that is the time to beat for everyone, and hopefully they can do it.
This second person will be DJ, who will go P2 for 111.8, and then his teammate goes ahead of them with 111.4.
So the Sauber's now coming across. Wow, and they have both set the both fast laps of the session. So it's currently a Sauber 1-2, and it's looking good for them this weekend. Yellow flag.
Tires in the pit lane.
Nico has managed to crash, I believe, or possibly retire at the cars.
I think he just retired in the pit lane.
Okay, no worries then.
So Nico.
Possibly. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nico probably start last time. This Mbappe is short qualifying. Says let's this. So
it's not looking. Oh, a big lock up there actually for I don't know how to pronounce it. Fazan or Fazan. And he really losing grip at that. You can see how the drivers are struggling just to get that last big grip.
And again, most of these guys will probably have a dry setup on or something because they won't probably be expecting for the rain, as he has a big slide. Jeez.
Yeah, so it'll be very challenging for drivers. You can actually see on board this Williams, he's really struggling just to get the max out of this car, and really trying to make sure he gets every bit of that track correct. But
he stays P9.
Stays P9, so he really hasn't improved on that one. Coming on board with the Mercedes now, he really hasn't set a lap time yet, so it's going to be interesting. Will he go up to the top and beat these two Kick Saubers who have managed to do quite well in setting themselves in the front row of the grid? Obviously, this is only Q1, doesn't mean anything, but it's kind of showing their pace a tiny bit and what to expect Q3.
And he goes P8 with a 111.5. And the only person that's in the pit lane is Chile in the Aston Martin. As for some reason, this game is having the humps and pies force and flash. That's the one thing I don't get about this game, is where they have that glitch.
Yeah.
You got the RB that's Mayverse just half spun it, just fully spun as well.
He's trying to go around. Is he going to make it? Yes, perfect. So the Red Bull there of Maverick is going to get back on track. He's going to have of the gravel onto his tyres. So it's going to be setting his lap time and tyres back a bit. He'll get rid of them soon. Back in, and the Alpine goes perfectly around that first corner there. DRS enabled now.
That means That means it possibly is dry tyres.
So it's going to be a bit controversial now.
It's completely stopped raining.
Okay, so that's going to make it a lot more interesting for the drivers. Who's going to be the first driver to go onto the softs? That's going to be a question.
Vincent is on dry tyres.
So he's on dry tyres, okay.
That was a short period of rain then, because...
It was heavy rain as well, so...
I think he makes it heavier, then he went to light rain, and all of a sudden it's trying to dry in his face of...
Really interesting now. You see how the cars are struggling. Obviously the rain is now gone, and there's now going to be a dry line that's just starting to come off. Obviously there's going to be wet parts just on the runoff of the track, but our driver's going to go into the pits to change, and the first person to do that is going to be the Alpine of Remus. He's going to come in and possibly go in for the soft compound tyres. As there we go, Torres sets another fast lap with a 108.8, so you can really tell that the tyres are coming in well, but he is not on there.
As Vincent had a very loose rear after turn 3.
Vincent, you can see the soft tyres are really trying to play their game, but track's really not dry, and he's off again, and he's just skimmed the barrier, but he's managed to keep it back on track, and he think he's alright. Just get going. Those tyres really aren't warm enough, and it's going to take a while to warm up.
Yeah, he must have gotten a little bit of tyre wear, because in this game, if you nudge the wall a little bit, for some reason in this game, you get a little bit of tyre wear.
So you can see the Sauber there. He's just warming up his tyres, getting every bit he can, trying to get all that rubber on, and just try and warm these up as much as he can. But it'll be interesting if his teammate can beat the time at the moment, the 108.852. So Will his teammate do that? That's a question on the soft compound tyre. And is the soft compound tyre the right tyre to go off from? Find out in a minute.
As Vince is going again for his second press lap after he banned his first one, after almost losing his front wing or tire. Time must be glazed or something after noting the wall a little bit, but you're firing it from the Mercedes of, I think, Limitless. Yep.
So it is looking like the Sauber is actually flying around this track now, and you can see the wheel speed coming off out of turn 3. He's really struggling down there, just trying to get all that grip on there, but he's really struggling now. Coming to turn 4 now, and he's still squirming everywhere. It's not really looking at the track's that dry, but
then again, the track will be green because it did get washed out by the rain. So
exactly.
Really going to be their first grip of things, as Vince does a 1.7.5 on the soft tyres.
So now you can tell that the soft tyres are kicking in as they're really working. Let's see what Rajic can do. Coming out the last corner, DRS wide open, coming across the line. Where's this going to put him? It's going to put him pole with a 105.4. So those soft tyres are really doing their job now, and they're definitely the right tyre to move. And I believe everybody is on the soft tyres.
Yep. We got the Mercedes of Limitless or Lim. Oh no, soft tyres going through the final corner to go P1 105.3 on the soft tyres.
So the Mercedes are looking strong now, and the lap times are just getting quicker and quicker, but obviously the drivers are going to have to keep an eye on their tyres to make sure that they have got it in the right space and they're not wasting them for this weekend, and just trying to make sure they get a good lap time in just to make sure they get through. But they don't want to be wasting these soft tyres if it's going to go into Q3, and having used tyres, obviously that's not going to get you the quickest lap.
But I'm pretty sure, by the way, it's only short quality. Yes, it's so in Q1, but it's short quality, so just we correct it a little.
Yeah, right.
Which I don't know why they still have Q1 when they should have sorted out, but...
okay, that's why I didn't realise it's short quality.
Yeah, that's why it gets you confused why it's so in Q1, it's only short quality, so...
Okay, yeah. Okay, so that makes it a bit better for the drivers then.
Oh, May does a 104.4.
So the Red Bull
goes P2 with a 105.3. Sorry, I didn't tell you that.
Yeah, no, that all the cars are getting quicker now, and here comes the Williams we're on board with, and he locks up a bit, obviously not getting the brakes warmed up fully. DRS wide open, still the wheel speed you can hear in the engine, but hopefully it should fizzle out.
So again, when we do, the one track I'm probably is going to be interested in is probably going to be the Dutch track, Netherlands, because how bumpy it is in numerous bank corners. That's what I've seen a little bit on videos.
I think it is going to be very challenging for these drivers, but obviously they're all experienced enough and on a good show for us, I believe, and all the viewers watching. So it'll be interesting this qualifying. Where and so far it kicks out, so you obviously start the session up at the top on the wet tyres. So crews are actually quite quick on the wets, but when the soft compound tyre comes in, they drop down the order, and they're currently into P6 and P9.
Oh, as Toro is about to go prisoner pole with a 103.5.
So 103.5 is the time to beat at this.
As Chile comes out for the first time in his qualifying. I think Chile knew that it was going to dry up at some point, so that's why he didn't bother coming out on the inters, because it would have been a waste of time.
Yeah, so the soft tyres are definitely the tyres at the moment. As we see, Rajic has invalidated his I believe he is out. He's on his out lap, so he hasn't. It won't count at all. So moving on to the grid, who else is putting in a quick lap time? I believe DJ K is going on, and that is the only driver. Oh, and Toro, I believe.
Tory 103.5.
There we go. So Rajic comes into the pit lane now. We're just trying to make sure the setup in the car's all right, and locks up there and perfectly goes in there. We're coming on board with Chile now, who hasn't set a lap time, and he's on this lap time now, just heading up into turn 2. And coming to turn 3, it's easy on the brakes, slight lock up, back on the throttle gently. Oh no, not gently. He comes back onto the throttle, full spin, and zero wide open again.
I mean, and the sun is now out, so times will be ramping a lot quicker than there was when the rain stopped and it was overcast a little bit. So we'll still see.
Exactly. So it's going to be interesting because Chile is currently sector 2 with a 44. I don't know. That is a purple sector 2 as well. So possession. But could this be a provisional pole lap? That's all to find out in the last corner. Gets a perfect exit. DRS wide open. What is this going to bring him to? And that's going to bring him down to P4. So we're 104.7. So that is second one on the grid there.
Yeah, but I think the one that's going to be an issue around when people are going to be pitting is where the pit entry is and the line is as well. It's literally next to the racing line as well. The pit lane. Well, that's going to be kind of. It almost was an issue yesterday in the Tier Saturday, almost.
Oh, okay. So obviously it's occurring now. So as we see, the Alpine has gone on purple sector 2 there. He's on for a quick one because obviously the track's dried up and the rubber is starting to stick down there, sending it into that second to last corner, into the last corner. Where is this going to bring? Is this going to bring provisional pole? DRS wide open, coming across the line. There's going to be front row for him there with a 104.0, and so far Toro has still set the fastest time with a 103.5. It'll be interesting now. This Williams, I believe he is just about to start coming out the penultimate corner, and there we go. So he's got the ERS open, he's got DRS open. It's all to play for this pole position. The time to beat is a 103.5. So 103.564. So it's going to be interesting. You think anyone else can pull out the bag to beat Toro? Okay. I'm not sure. So I'll continue along here, and the Williams is just on a purple sector 1, so it's looking strong for this Williams. It's coming in down into turn 4. Got to keep an eye locking up on the front right there. So obviously the warmth in the tyre isn't up to how it really should be. There's going to be a yellow flag up in front. Who's that gone off? There's a Red Bull who's slowed down, coming up into turn 3, turn 2 now. If you're letting that Ferrari by, I think there's maybe the Ferrari Haas, I believe, by here at the Williams coming out the penultimate corner, heading up into the penultimate corner. Traffic in front of him, so that's going to be the biggest problem. Here he comes, coming into the last corner. What's it going to be? Yeah, it's going to be a front row there for the 103.7. So that's going to be a front row, but no one seems to have beaten Toro's lap. So that is really going to be interesting. Having a look at Remus. Has he set a lap time like that? No, it's a DJ here. Really big wheel spin. So yeah, I've said this multiple times. The track temperature and obviously the tyre temperatures aren't up to normal, should we say. It's just below average. So it's going to be tricky for the drivers, but whatever the race is going to bring will be even more interesting. Yellow flags up in front. I think that was a Sauber letting I think the Red Bull by. Purple sector 2 there for DJ, so lots of people going purple sector 2, which is quite interesting. Is that to be the warmest part of the track or something to do with that? Sending it into the last corner, one more corner to go. How is he going to do? And slightly wise, nearly lost it, and he got invalidated last corner. That is frustrating there for DJ. He pulls over to the side. They're now on board with the Red Bull coming into turn 1. Throws the car in, gets a perfect exit out. Looking at that Sauber behind, and that is go. So the time has now finished onto the clock. So far, Toro's got provisional pole position. Looking for Mayverse. Is he going to do anything? He's got purple sector 1, so will he get through purple sector 2? Oh, that's all going to be playing for in just a couple of corners' time. It comes now coming into the slight hairpin. Is this going to bring him a purple sector 2? We'll only find out in 1 corner time.
Will definitely be getting switching from the Red Bull as well, because he's literally behind the Red Bull. Oh, but Toro invalidated.
Okay, so Toro invalidates his lap, but Mayverse is still going, and he's got a purple sector 2. We did, I believe it might have been taken away from someone else. Here he comes into the penultimate corner. How's he going to do coming across the line? It's going to bring him to second.
Oh, but Magic goes pole!
Magic goes pole with 103.4. That is unbelievable. Oh, he's managed to beat his teammates, so it's going to be so far a Kick Sauber front row start. Is it going to be anyone else beating it? Limitless is one more person, and also DJ. Will they get the time? That's going to be the main question. But Rajic and all the and his teammate are going to be hoping to play this team strat game. I think that is it. So it is going to be Rajic who's starting the Austrian Grand Prix on pole position with a 103.4 and his teammate on a 103.5. So it's going to be a great day there for Kick Sauber. But will it occur? That's their finishing order race. Well, that's all to play for in a couple of moments' time.
Yep.
That is a great qualifying there, actually.
That was a shocking lap from Rajic.
Yeah, we weren't expecting. I don't think many people were expecting. I mean, I was hoping that the Saubers were going to go up there because obviously they lost a bit of time as soon as it dried up and they were on the intermediate. So didn't get a quick lap time in, but pulled out the bag last minute.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. The grid of today is Rajic, Toro, and Mayverse on the front 3, and Danny in the Williams in 4th. Limitless finishes in P5 with a 103.9. Remus in 6th, 7th Adam, 8th DJ, and 9th Chile, and finishing off the top 10, Farzan at 104.7. I believe, yeah, 104.771. So it's going to be an interesting race now. And it is a dry race. That's even better. So I believe there's a formation lap as well.
I don't think so. I'm just straightforward to just like trying to go because pretty sure this year's game the formation lap's always broken. So
Okay. Let's start the race, or
you can start the race.
start the race. Perfect. So exciting in the for this race. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. It's going to be interesting with these two Saubers, if they're going to be playing the team strat game or if they are just going to want to fight for that win. So it's all going to play for in a couple of seconds time, I believe. And here we are. So 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light. Lights out, it's going to be go. Good start from the Saubers, and it looks like Toro's going to get the better start there. He's going to be down the inside. Red Bull just following behind. Is Toro going to make the move? He's going to nearly make contact. There's a lock up further back, and it's going to be the Williams who's going to try and get the outside cut onto the Red Bull. Is he going to do it? Toro's going to be stuck right upside his teammate, and is it going to work out? Possibly coming into turn 3. Is it going to work out? No. Oh, he's going to get lock up there, and the Red Bull's going to try and follow his way through. So is the Williams, and further back, and the Williams there gets a horrible exit and almost loses it, and still Rajic leads coming into turn 4. That Red Bull was all over them, and he's going to really want to get for that lead. Lock up there for Toro, and both Kick Saubers, and it's going to be nearly going around Rajic, and Toro takes the lead of the race. The Red Bull's now going to try and look for the move down the inside. Is he going to do it? He is going to make the move there, and he's running wide slightly, and there goes Rajic, nearly going around, losing another position. It's going to be 3 wide there, and who's going to make it through there? It's going to be the Williams, I believe, and Toro might be, and he's stuck into second place. That Mercedes is looking quick though, and he's going to look to overtake. The Red Bull's not going to allow that though. The Red Bull's going to look down the inside. Is he going to do the move? No, because who's that? Rajic is also going to look on the Red Bull, and forcing him there as we finish lap 1 of the race. What an exciting first lap we've got. And the Williams there leading with Toro just following behind, and it's going to be a running white there from Mayverse, and Rajic with the awesome exit off that first corner with DRS as well, pulls away from that.
As well for this For this season, DRS gets enabled like this lap now, so that's why many of us had DRS, because it got enabled literally the second they crossed the line for lap 2.
Perfect. So here's going to be down the inside. Torres looking. He's looking and looking. He's not. And it's going to be a massive look up from Williams. And that's going to it's going to interest Torres to go for the move. The Mercedes is still looking to overtake. And both Saubers are both trying to fight. And I think both Saubers have made it through side by side with the Sauber and also the Mercedes. Who's going to stay out ahead? And I believe Rajic is just going to do the inside, but the Red Bull is going to try and say, yes, I'll take this move as well. And here comes the Red Bull down the inside. Is he going to do it? And no, he's going to pull back there, and he's going to wait until the DRS opportunity comes up. But the Haas, they're locked up, and both trying to look. And here he goes now. DRS are open. The Mercedes has got DRS as well, so it's going to be really interesting who's going to get the better pull. It's all going to come off turn 1. Here's it going to go. And big lockups, still huge lockups from all the drivers. And it's not looking like they the tyres are up to temperature, as most of them are on the hard compounds. It's taken a while. And Toro is still yet trying to find that first place. He's really struggling, but it won't be long.
Oh, as Mavis makes a move down the inside, but I'm pretty sure, Mavis is on mediums.
Mavis on the mediums, and he's looking quicker because he's just gone around the outside of him. So Mavis moves up a spot into P4, and there's going to be a fight there with Toro and Danny. Danny's not going to allow that, and here comes Toro. He's going to look for a cut back there. Danny does perfect defending and holds him off. And Rajic is probably going to do the defensive game of helping his teammate, holding back Mavis. But Mavis is hungry for that podium slot. And it really looks like Toro is getting closer to that Danny, because he is just gaining. And honestly, it's not long until he gets to DRS. Will he get him? That's a question. All right in the back of him now. And it's going to be a question, is he going to get him off the start-finish, or is he going to try and play it through and get him on that line? DRS wide open now for him, and that is going to be Vincent for a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. I believe that might be track limits.
Track limits, yep.
I know it's, yeah. So Danny still leads the Grand Prix here, lap 4 out of 36, and Toro's still got DRS, and he's going to look down the inside. Is he going to move down the inside? His teammate on the outside, Rajic's going to do it, and he gets contact. Rajic goes wide, and Rajic possibly going to make the move on the outside. Is it going to be the move? Damage. Rajic has damage, and he's got a damage from right wing, so that's going to be interesting to see. And he's both going to try and hold off the Williams, and there's big lock up as well. As you can see, Rajic's car is damaged, but is he going to go on the outside? He makes contact again, and a big slide from there from the Mercedes as well. So it's not playing out well for those guys, and it looks like Mavis. So Rajic's, the damage is really not going well for him, because Mavis has just got through into that podium slot. So Rajic possibly might have to pit. Would you think that'll be the case?
But again, it looked like Danny may have squeezed Rajic onto the curb where Rajic couldn't do anything, but it's up to Stills, to be honest, because now Rajic has end plate damage, so he's now going to be vulnerable through the corners.
And now the fight. So Toro has now going to just try and pull us out the bag. He's got a 7/10 lead there, and obviously Danny's hungry for that win because he's been leading for so long. He's getting closer and closer. He's going to dive down the inside. Is he going to make the move? It's going to lock up both of them. Mavis and Magic crash as well into the back of them, and it's going to be side by side between those two. It's going to be too wide, and it's going to be Danny goes through.
Because Danny predictably stayed behind Toro through the DRS detection, which instantly gave him DRS for that straight.
So you can see the Haas and Rajic, and Rajic is struggling throughout the corners, but on the straights he's really acing it, and that Haas is going to try.
He lost his other end plate.
He's lost both, so that's no wonder why he's really struggling. The Haas goes through up to another place. That's going to bring DJ up to 4, and that's going to be the Mercedes also looking. And poor Rajic, it's not really working out well for him. He's been trying to do the moves, and I believe he's come to the pit.
So into the pit. Oh my god, that's very organised well.
Yeah. So here we go. So Toro and Danny. So Toro is going to be right onto the back of him. He's not going to look for moves. He's going to play it smart and wait for the next. Oh, and there's going to be a slide there from Danny. Is that going to affect his outline coming out? And it's not, because Mavis is also looking as well. It's going to be a three-way fight for the lead here. Toro sends it down the inside. Has he done it? Knocks up. That slight contact goes down the inside. He's done it perfectly. And that's going to bring... so it's going to bring Toro up. And it's still going to be side by side, though, coming into turn 4. Who's going to be out ahead this time? Toro holds the inside line. Is it going to work out? It is. And he just holds off Danny this time. And and here he goes. Danny's not giving up this time. He's going to go around the outside. Is it going to work out for him? Mayverse is just going to stay and have a look and wait for his opportunity to make the move. And it really doesn't look like that. As I said, Danny's really hungry for that. He's going to go down the inside. Is he going to do the move? And he does. He stays ahead of Toro. Toro's not going to like that. And Mayverse is really looking down the inside this time. And he really wants to get in front of these two. But these two are battling so hard. Danny, here he comes into the last corner. The DRS is about to be open again for Toro. Is he going to make this move this time, or is he going to save it? I believe he probably will save it. Limitless with a 106.4. So that is in P4 the Mercedes there, and he is also joined into the fight. So Danny gets a really good exit off from turn 1. And it's going to be interesting because Toro is going to just dive down again, I believe, and it's going to be possibly Mayverse. So here he goes. Toro once again down the inside into turn 3. Is he going to do the move? He is. And is he going to cover off well? Mayverse is also looking for the moves as well, but he's also under attack from the Mercedes. But here comes Danny. Danny's not going to like that at all. He's going to go around the outside. Is he going to do this move? Yes, he is. And here comes Mayverse as well. Mayverse is hungry for that as well, but he's not. And Mayverse could possibly go around the outside. No, Toro closes the door for him there, and off goes. Not off, sorry. And through goes Toro, still staying ahead, but hungry just to get Danny out the way.
Well, I believe Toro overtook Danny before the detection. That's why I think that over yellow flag of the Hazard Vincent. Oh,
I believe so. Yes, the DJ was actually right up the front. He was fighting with Vajic, so DJ had lost it apparently. And we're going to look for the lead again because here we go. Toro is once again going to get the DRS, and it's going to be interesting, as you said, how he overtook him before the DRS sector zone. And here he goes. The Mayverse is still looking, and he's going to go the outside this time. Here comes both of them. Is it going to be 3 wide now coming into turn 3? No, it's not. It's going to be Toro just hanging out in front. It's the same move each time, and it's going to go around. And that is Mayverse who's gone around. He clipped on the right side of Danny, and that's going to bring him around. Sad thing, it's going to bring him 5 lanes.
I think Mayverse might have just locked the rear brakes because he was trying to not hit the
so just trying to get you. And it's not going to be no, because Danny's going to look this time round the outside. Danny's good round this outside section. Toro's down the inside. He's got the inside line. Danny's really not going to let go of this one, and he just does apparently no. Yes, he does now. So Toro keeps leading the race. Will he keep it just for 1 lap, or not? Because Danny's still looking around the outside, going round to the penultimate corner, and Toro almost looks like he lets him by, but possibly playing this track game of getting the DRS.
Yep. And Rooster gets another 3-second penalty for track limit Moorlands.
So lots of people are doing track limits, which is quite interesting. And Toro's still hot. Oh, and that is DJ round again. So DJ's gone round 2 times now, and that's unlucky for him. So here we go for the lead once again. Is Toro going to do it? Toro's going to dive. No, he's not. So Toro's going to back out this one time and get the better exit off the corner, because then he's going to get the DRS. And is that DRS going to play out well? Well, that's interesting because Danny has not opened his ERS, and there we go, Toro around the outside. Here comes a McLaren though, out of nowhere, Nico. He's come from all the way from the back of the grid, all the way to the front. It's going to be interesting there, which is a spectacular drive, and he's going to possibly go down the inside Mercedes, no. So Danny still keeps the lead of the race, and he's gone up 3 places this race, really done quite well. I'm surprised there's been no safety cars whatsoever in this race.
No, this has been clean somehow.
Yeah, I've been quite surprised, and it's been amazing action as well. So here comes Toro though. Is he going to try and possibly wait for the DRS zone?
As Toro's 3-second penalty for track limits, as GJ.
And who is that? DJ's off once again. So are we looking for a safety car? DJ has retired from the session. So do we look for a safety car this time? And for the case, Danny is still... I don't think so either. Danny's still holding off, but it's not going to be this much longer because Toro dived down the inside into turn 3. He's perfect through here, but Danny gets a better exit, and it's going to look like Limitless is also going to try and fiddle out around the back there. But it looks like Toro's got a better exit around there, and it's going to be interesting because we're just heading into yellow flag sector zone, so no one can overtake through there. It's because of DJ who had retired. So Toro gets a bit of a slightly squirmy exit out of turn 4, and he's going to be fine, I think. As the yellow flags have now disappeared as the car is cleared away. So Toro just manages to lead out of this corner with Danny just following in behind. So Limitless and Nico are quite hungry because Nico has gone up, I don't know how many places, quite too many places should we say, which is just amazing. from where he's come from right at the back of the grid. So he must have got the perfect start.
Maybe because of 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
So May versus Luck is turning upside down right now.
And all of a sudden, it went from a sunny Austrian to a very overcast, Grand Prix. It's gone very overcast as
Yes.
DJK has left the session. He's out.
So there we go. Toro has lost the position to Danny, but almost losing it again to Limitless there. Because Danny had got the DRS, and I see what you mean now. The track is really getting overcasty. That's going to really bring the track temperature low. Are we expecting some rain? That is the question, actually.
I don't, because it wouldn't get this overcast without some rain.
So it could, I think it possibly could be interesting, actually. And I didn't realise that Toro did have a 3-second time penalty. So this is Danny's time to really run away.
It's comes wide again and gets another 3 seconds.
So that's going to be 6 seconds now there for Toro, and he's not going to like that at all. But he's still going to fight whatsoever, and trying to get that gap. He just wants in the 6-second lead. That's all he wants. But half the drivers on the grid have got 3 seconds. Oh, I'm looking down onto CTX. Vincent has got 9. So that's not really looking good for him. Danny's still leading this Grand Prix on lap 12 out of 36, and the action has been unbelievable. It's been perfect. I'm sure all of you viewers have enjoyed all of that. And it looks like Toro's not going to give up this one because he's going to try and look down the inside. It looks like both the Mercedes and also the McLaren are just hanging back just to wait if there's going to be any action for them to kind of dive down into and make sure they get up into the podium slots. So it will be the fight for P1 here with Danny and Toro. Oh my goodness, Toro running there, and he goes a bit on the gravel trap and really loses it. So as I was talking about, this is really going to bring Limitless and Nico forward again because it's given it's dropped Toro back down in time, but I don't think it's done much time because Toro is really catching once again. He's got DRS, I believe. No, he does. Oh no, yes, he does. Toro does have DRS, and he's going to be on the back of him. He's going to leave him alone this time, but is he going to do him off the straight? Still looking up. It's going to be DRS now, wide open. Is he going to get close enough? And it's going to be Danny on the ERS, but is that going to be enough?
We got some rain. That's literally on the halo.
Okay, so that's going to be very interesting. There's going to be a lock up there from Danny, and we've got some rain, as we've just been told. So the rain is going to really make it interesting. Who's going to be quickest on the rain, and who's going to go into the pit lane first? Lock up there from Danny, and it's dive down the inside from Toro this time because Toro didn't lock up, and he's still going to look. Is he going to copy what Danny did to him? But I don't think so.
That might be to do with the it's starting to rain, so Danny is starting to lock up a little bit too much. You don't want to lock on these hard tires because you will probably regret it, and you will cause a budget tire wear.
Exactly, so it's going to be interesting for him. Toro is still going to be onto the back of Danny. Danny squirming everywhere all around that track, coming to the penultimate corner. Danny is really defending, but really messes up this last corner, and that's going to allow Toro to go for the lead. Now Toro has got to just get 6 seconds in order to secure first place. Vincent there, another 3 seconds, so 12 seconds there for Vincent, which is not looking good. And it's not going to last long though for Toro because Danny just comes flying by here on lap 14. And really doesn't make too much of a hassle through that. The rain is kicking in, and there we go, Danny! Danny sliding once again, coming out of turn 3. And you can really see all the drivers struggling because that is a corner that gets absolutely saturated. So that's going to be really interesting now how it's going to play out.
Now, would these drivers pit for inches, or will they risk it and try and stay out to see how much? I think they should pit for inches.
I believe they will probably try and risk it out as much as they can, as late they can really, before they can.
Because those hard tires are going to be as cold as because
they're going to be cold as ice, aren't they? Completely.
Yeah.
So here comes Toro though. Is he going to look on Danny? That's going to be the main question. Going to get onto the back of him. Limitless.
Penalty. God, I'm going to laugh, right? If Ramos and SNY gets penalties, but then Danny doesn't.
Yeah, that will be the funny one.
Yep. But it doesn't look like the track is wet yet for Inters. And I don't think DRS is disabled yet. No, it hasn't. So hopefully at some point, or some minutes in, it does get disabled. Because Danny is praying for the DRS to be disabled, as you could hear a bunch of the lockups from him. As
Toro there with Danny, and Danny's gonna. It looks like he just helped him there. Danny goes around the outside. Is he going to do the move? But you know the track's getting worse and worse and worse with these wet conditions. But I believe this rain is starting to go. No, it's not. It's getting heavier and heavier. Danny nearly loses it once again. Toro staying onto the back of Danny. Is Toro going to dive down the inside? No, because that'll be a bit of a silly move to ruin his race just from that 15.
And he does have to be careful if he's trying to make overtake. You don't want to cross that white line.
He's already been given the penalties for it, and I'm sure he doesn't want any more. So Danny still leads with this. Limitless is still tucking in behind them actually.
I think. Spencer is another 3-second penalty. Is she?
So here he goes. Toro around the outside this time. Is he going to do the move that's going to see the X out of this corner? Because this is what everyone loses time out of.
From Danny.
Everyone does that fine.
Yeah.
So that's the first time we've seen drivers in the wet, especially on slicks as well. Come out that corner quite right. So here comes Nico though, down the inside almost onto the Mercedes. Is he going to go again this time? Yes, he is. With ERS this time, going to go around the outside of the Mercedes of limit. And no, he's not. He's going to back out. He's just going to play it safe.
Yeah, as well. These hard tires will be literally in the cold temperature because these hard tires are not used to the rain. They're more used to warm, sunny type. Well, sort of the sun. Oh, the sun is kind of out and it's raining, which makes weird sense. But anyways,
it means it's not going to be long this rain, which is a good thing. So the drivers are just staying put. So I'd imagine they've just been told to just keep an eye, just play the car safe. To make sure they're doing it all perfectly. And Toro still leading this Grand Prix with Danny falling in behind. Danny's going to look for the move down the inside. Does he do it? Yes, he does. And over brakes this time, because I feel like Toro braked earlier, but he's going to get the switch back. That's the main reason why he did that. But with the wet outline, I'm not sure if he wanted to do that. So Toro there moves down a place into second. And the McLaren has had a bit of a gap now. I mean, further down the grid, do we have any more battles? Oh, my goodness. And Toro there again, still squirming with those tyres. You can really tell, as you said, the hard tyres really aren't working well with this wet conditions and the wet track. And all these drivers want is just a dry track.
Yeah, because these hard tyres are... The temperature window is just needs, track temperature to be nice and warm for these hard tyres to somehow just cope, but... Since it's not raining, with this overcast type thing, these hard tires are just slow but surely still trying to generate temperature in these tires in this crucial wet weather. As Danny has a slide into turn 1, and Toro opens the DRS, but he doesn't use the DRS again. He used it for a few seconds.
They're all trying to play it safe, these guys, and Toro's not going to allow it this time because he's down the inside, and he's not going to try and go for this cut back like he did last lap because it obviously didn't work out too much. So Toro there, staying right onto the back of Danny. Is he going to make the move this time? Yes, he is. Side by side now coming into turn 4. Is he going to make the move? Yes, he is down the inside. Will Danny hold off, make a grudge about it? Yes, he will. Danny's going to try and go on the outside, and I believe that outside line might be the quicker line, but it won't be for long coming out into this corner. Are they going to do it? And Danny still takes back first position, but I don't think Toro's going to fight. He is going to try and fight back, but it's not going to work out well for him. And it looks like Limitless is also getting closer and closer for that one, and also Nico. So it's going to be really interesting now how all the drivers are going to play out in this wet conditions, but on dry tyres.
Yeah.
So now Toro coming out to penultimate. Go on.
As it still is raining, so yes, the sun is kind of poking out, but the rain is still here. No clue when this rain will go away, as Tarzan gets another 3-second time penalty.
So it's really not looking good for half the drivers. Ooh, and here we go. Toro on the outside once again. So this is, I've got to say, this is probably Toro's favourite area to dive bomb. This is the only place it's really.
I think as well, because I think Danny went to harvesting mode, which you can do in this year's game, is change engine modes.
Okay. So Danny's not going to allow this.
Danny down the inside, Toro around the outside. Who's going to fizzle this one out? Danny scoring all over. They're making contact there. And do they have damage? Do each one of them have damage? No, they don't. They just got lucky there. Might have some bodywork damage. Possibly Danny's still squirming. And the Mercedes behind squirming. Now the conditions are really wet now. So I don't know.
I think if it stays like this, they might have to go into. If it somehow dries up, then I don't know.
As you said, the sun was starting to come out, so it'll be interesting. And looking down the grid, and it looks like the Williams and the Sauber of Rajic are having a battle, as you can see there.
Danny goes off a little bit. Whoa! And guess I'm thinking of Toro.
The Toro there is so both Saubers are having a fight actually.
They're struggling as well.
Chile and Mayverse as well having a fight.
Inters.
So, okay, so as you can see in my front wing here, for goodness, these wet conditions are getting bad. Already printing oil up in front, and these track is just getting worse. So I think you are right. I think it is Inter time. Not long actually. Toro ran down the inside this time, fighting with Danny. Danny ran the outside. Danny get the better line off the corner. Danny does it. There we go. Danny the man does it. And Toro's not going to give up. Toro's not giving up this time. Both squirming out the corner. Danny, the lucky one ahead. So, is it time for Inters? Well, Limitless looks like he's coming into the pit lane. And what tyres is he going on for? Well, this is going to be very, very questionable. And half the grid are Inters. I didn't see that. Oh, and down the inside there, Mayverse and Adam both fight for this corner. Who's going to set out ahead this time? Side by side coming now into turn 6 or 5, I believe. And it's contact, keep contacting there. And it looks like Mercedes just falls out ahead of Adam. And yeah, these guys are all on Inters. So it is Inter time.
But who's going to go? Depends how long this rain's gonna last for as well. It depends how long these intermediate tires can handle for as well. Because it's mix of no spray, it's just more inters, but it depends on the temperature on the intermediate tires.
Exactly.
As I made a little move, and this just tell you that it's probably wet because there's no DRS.
Yeah, so I believe DRS turned off now, I believe. That's right.
No.
It's not yet. So Toro is getting the lead there from Danny. And who is going to go in? Toro looking to... Toro's into the pit lane, so is Danny. Oh, and Toro really going to get into the pit lane. Nico stays out.
He did kind of cross the line, so that will get checked out. Oh,
possibly we talked after the race. Nico is just managing to squirm off ahead. Here he goes, the pit lane time. Who's going to be quicker? Question as the intermediate tyres go on for Danny, and off. And it's going to be close actually. Oh, and that is really close. These two coming out the pit lane. So it's going to be the question of who's going to come out. Who's going to come out just past these two? Looking like the Mercedes there of Limitless. So Limitless had just done the perfect strat and managed to get in front of both Toro and Danny. So you can really prove that the Toro and Danny were really struggling on the hards, and because Limitless went on and changed his tyres early, it worked out well. The undercuts worked out very, very well.
Yeah. As Nico will probably go into the pits, hopefully. Well, she should.
Unless he knows that it's going to be dry in a minute, and he's just played that very, very well. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a 3-0 fight. Look at that. Limitless is done by both of those two, and he's really struggling with these tyres. And obviously he's had a lap warm for tyres as well. So that's really interesting. But I believe Nico is possibly pitting. I think he must.
He kind of has to, or he knows, because it's not that bad. Because DRS is still somehow enabled.
He's waiting until the DRS is cooled off. I think that's the call he's waiting for. You see the crowd with their umbrellas. That's a new update to the game as well. I've never seen that before. Obviously, Toro there down the inside for the first time there. And the Williams of Danny and also Limitless are both fighting there, and Toro is staying out ahead and possibly. Oh, yellow flag takes a 3. That's a Haas. As Vincent, so Vincent there has gone off and rejoined the track safely. Luckily, is that instant with Chili or is that just a general spin?
I think it was a general spin because there's no damage onto the car. Oh no, but Chili's in. Oh, Chili just. Oh, but Chili was on hard tide. Oh, but Chili's
feeding into the pit lane as well. So looking good. SNY looking for the outside here. The Alpine on the Williams. Alpine. He's going to go down around the outside. Sorry, the Alpine there and the Williams and just gets it there. And
Nico goes in pits.
Chili finished his race. He didn't want to race anymore. It's fair enough. That is Nico in the pits as well. So Nico's pitted. The Alpine. Oh no!
Oh, there's an issue. Oh, that was an issue.
So that was an issue there. Obviously from the time.
Disabled, and Danny's leading.
And he's leading the Grand Prix. So that is going to be even more interesting. It's going to be Mayverse who's going to try and catch up to Nico, but I don't think that's going to work out as well. I want to have a look to see if Toro has possibly got onto the back. He's 3/10 off him, so looks like he's dropping the pace and he's getting closer. He's getting close, but Danny has taken the lead, and it's going to be Limitless just following behind, watching.
Yeah, and the rain came as a surprise. I think they might have knew it might rain, but it came as a surprise to them that it came a little bit so much in than they expected to. Like, but Danny leading is way hyped in because the only two people that don't have tracking penalties is as Mavis is spun off.
Mavis has gone round, so that's going to affect him even more. And he's going round again. So Mavis 2 times round, and is that going to get the Alpine close to him? I believe. Has he retired? No, he hasn't. Okay, so that's all good. So that's bringing him down to the back of the grid. Oh, and he's really struggling to get the warmth back in those tyres, and he's in the front of his car again. And Vincent must be catching up. Oh, Vincent is still quite far back. So it's now looking like the Mavis has got front wing damage. And I don't know if that's so. And there we go. Mavis. Yeah, his car's completely totaled there. I believe Toro keeps getting closer there to Danny. But now is losing time, and there goes Mavis round again.
Has it been Mavis's race so far?
No, the qualifier nearly went its way, but was taken away by Rajic. And I wonder how Rajic is doing mid-pack of the field. He's fighting with Adam, I believe, so let's make it more interesting for those two. And just trying to... and here we go. There we go. So Rajic ran the outside.
Yep. As Toro goes around the outside of Danny.
Sorry, this is Toro. I thought I was Rajic. Yes, Toro. That's what I meant. Toro around the outside of Danny. Which is more interesting here, coming up into turn 3, heading into turn 4 now. This is Mayverse gone round once again. That puncture? I thought I saw vibrations in the car there. Not.
But he's just going slow. I think
Lost from wing completely.
I think he might retire this race by the look of them.
Safety car very controversial. Yes.
Understood because his front wing damage, but it hasn't been a good race for Mayverse.
It really hasn't. It hasn't gone the Red Bull's way today.
Yep, as he tired. The tires out of the race, and that's the unfortunate for the Red Bulls home. Oh, as Ramos gets a penalty, so the only person that doesn't have a penalty is SNY.
Okay, and it's actually the good call now of going the wets, because look at how bad that is getting out there. Those conditions are becoming treacherous, and off goes someone, and that is coming down.
Oh, it's five Zan that literally went off.
So 5 Zan goes off, and that's going to... That hasn't brought him down any places, I don't believe, if he was fighting with SMY. He was actually. He was fighting with the Alpine. Has he got any damage? That is the main question. I don't believe he does.
No, his form is still good. It's just like now.
Yeah.
Oh, and
He's struggling there. You can see the condition, and that is him. He's just got the he's got a 3-second time penalty now, and also not going well for him.
It's starting to look like that. Toro is starting to try and pull a gap away from Danny, but Danny is using a bit of ERS to keep in that penalty system or that penalty.
He's keeping this all his advantage. Danny did have a penalty, so he's got, I believe, a 3-second time penalty. This seems about right. And Toro's tyres are only 1 lap older, so it wouldn't make too much of a difference with all of that.
At this point in time, Danny will pretty much win the race because of Toro has more penalties than him.
Exactly. Obviously, with Toro with the 6-second time penalty, and Danny with the 3. So it's looking not looking great for these two. That's for sure. And Toro there still defending off Danny, and looks like Limitless is backed off as well. As you can see, Toro sliding it in there to turn 4. You can already see on the track it's just undrivable.
Yeah.
It's definitely no time for the slick, so glad everyone went on to the inters there. Reducing the instance that lot.
Yeah.
So Toro still leading this race. It's a 6-second time penalty if you've only just joined in. Yeah, Toro joined in and managed to put himself onto pole position. Had some great fights throughout the race. It's coming off the lap 28 of 36. So please do put in these into the comments about who's your driver of the day. I would probably say mine's got to be for Danny. I think Danny's he's just done unbelievably. His aggression has just been on point. His defence has just been perfect. So yeah, my driver of the day definitely goes to Danny. The Toro there still leading the race. He's trying to pull away, really trying to pull away from Danny. Danny's just doing his job and sitting behind. That's what he needs to do. There's no point in him unless he gets another 3-second time penalty. He just needs to sit behind Toro. And we've already had 3 retirements throughout this whole race. We've got 10 cars on the grid remaining. And yeah, it's been a pretty good race now. It's all just trying to calm down now. And that's the Alpine of SMY who's come out on the wet compound. So this is even more controversial. Is it the wet compound tyre time? Here comes Farzan. He's on the wet compound. Everyone else is coming onto the wet compound. So Toro, is Toro going to do it onto the wet compound? And is Danny going to go? And who? It's going to be the question now, because it's going to be better being in second place, knowing what the lead is going to do actually, and following kind of what he does, and obviously going to work out well for Danny. So I believe that this race, you can obviously see on the screen, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. So I definitely think it's about time that they I think it's time they go on for the wet compound tyres. Adam there, who's that, sitting in 7th, is he going into the pits? No, he's not. Who else is going to be having a look down to trip into the pits? No one so far. Toro's still getting his lead. I actually want to talk about the game, the new 24 game. I think the sounds on it are unbelievable. Coming from last year, actually, livery's looking top form, and I think just all this scenic and everything around that is perfect. So none of them are coming to the pit lane.
So I come back and Danny has 6 seconds. So at this point,
Danny's got 6 seconds.
It's literally Toro's win.
Oh, so I didn't realise that. So now it's Danny's time to really drive the car down. But as it's been, half the cars are on the wet compound tyres. So that's really interesting now. If any of the cars really catch them, if Limitless just gets a bit closer, really, he could be possibly on for the win. So it's really really interesting on what Danny can do there. Danny's really going to try and push the car to the limits, but and there we go, Toro really going out wide there and squirming all over the track because he's losing grip on these inters, and it's definitely wet conditions. So wet tyre conditions could be coming soon, as we found out from the other drivers on the grid. Do you believe it's the wet compounds?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Half the grid's already on them, so I don't see why they shouldn't go on them. I don't know if this. Obviously, we thought the rain was going to finish in a minute, but it seems to be getting worse. So we've seen this in qualifying, and obviously lap times improved, and that wasn't as bad. But now we're in race conditions, and this is fighting for the championship. So Danny with the whole 1.1 seconds. So this is really Toro's time to knuckle down and just make sure he's got a good gap in case, for example, he goes off again. So he could be going up for a 9-second. So that is all he wants, and he wants to be in this podium. He deserves this podium, definitely. I was talking about driver of the day. Who would your driver of the day be today?
I would say Nico. I say probably driver there.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I mentioned Danny as my one, as I thought his aggression and all his defence and everything has worked out really well, so perfectly. Yeah, I think Nico deserves credit, coming up from the back of the grid all the way down to the front, fighting for the lead with the four-way, but obviously backing out now and using the late all the late bits. So yeah, so Nico's gone up 9 places, which is amazing. And that is a great drive from Nico. And still, they're not going on the wet compound tyres. I think it goes up to only Adam. I don't think Adam's on the wet compound, so it's looking at so it is just the back 3. And have they improved getting closer to Adam? So has SMY got to Adam at all?
But I think Danny is going closer to Toro as well.
Yes, yeah, he definitely is actually, and that's making it even more interesting. So is that Nico though? So another fight joining in now is Nico and Limitless, and person we haven't mentioned for a while is Rajic. So Rajic obviously losing out to front wing damage, poor thing, but bring it back and now is in P5. That's not bad. And here comes the McLaren of Nico looking for the outside move. They're both in the equal amount of penalties, I believe. So it's a big fight for this position. This rain is getting unbearable. Yes, they are both on the same position, same penalties.
Could as well needed to get his first podium as well.
Say that again, sorry.
Nico could get his first penalty as they both slide.
As you can see there from Limitless, really getting wide, and he does it again. There we go. He's really losing grip, and oh my goodness! And there goes Nico off the track. Nico goes off the track there. That has really got bad, and that is brought through Limitless, and also Rajic going to get close enough? I think that was a back marker who went through.
That was a back marker. I think was the winner.
Yeah. Okay. So those five zone, he's just went through, and I really think it's wet compound tyres now. This track's getting worse and worse and worse. 18 seconds there for Vincent. That's not looking positive for the Haas team there. And we'll be finishing P10. So we'll still be getting points in the championship, but you won't be happy with losing a position due to penalties. Lock up there. Toro getting he's squirming over the track, so it's good now that all of them get close, and Danny is actually getting even more closer to Toro.
Yeah.
So it is really wet now. You can see the drivers struggling. And is it time? As obviously we've been watching Nico and all that lot going off track around here. Is it time for the wet compound tyres to make sure they get that extra grip they need? But it's really looking like that none of them want to lose out. There we go. There, Toro just still sliding, but they can hold it out because there's only 2 more laps left of the race. So there's a yellow flag. Who is that? Magic. So Rajic goes off the track, poor thing, and loses a position there. That's not what he was hoping for, but has happened. So that's not gone well for him. Who's that? Is that the Williams back there, Limitless? Is he in a fight with a Haas? But obviously that's a back marker. So Danny getting even closer now. So Danny's getting even closer there to Toro. Danny seems to be going quicker in the wet compound, in the wet conditions actually. I'm surprised his inters have really lasted, and it's actually going to be a last lap draw on this. So, oh my goodness, and the snap there on the rears from Danny as they lock up. And also these tyres really can't deal with it. If this race was longer, they would have gone wet compound tyres by now.
You can see the shine of the tyres of how wet it is.
Exactly, it's really bad. So Toro, this is actually Toro's bit. He's quicker in the track, but Danny's actually quicker on the first part of the track. So Toro has only just got to hold it out for one more lap, and Danny's going to be really pushing for this one more. So here we go, coming on to the penultimate lap. Is Toro going to take the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix and win it here? That is a question. Here he comes now, coming across the line to start the last lap. Toro just defending off Danny. Toro slides a bit into turn one, and Danny's taking just slowly but carefully. He's still going to be happy with P2, but wants that P1 position definitely. Here they come. He's getting closer and closer. It's not going to work out, and I believe Toro might have just pulled us out the bag, as this is Toro's fastest part of the track. So it's going to be even closer now. 5/10 with them now, and I believe it's just going to keep going up. I think.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting now. If Toro is really squirming now, as the conditions getting unbearable. So Toro's just got to hold out for a couple more corners. Danny's already sliding around the track. Rajic goes up a position as well, but Toro, I think, has just managed to just secure this victory after an excellent start to the race. Epic fighting there with Danny, but he's held it out and he's done it like a pro. Toro comes around, just coming up to penultimate corner. Toro is now crossing the last corner, and Toro comes up to the line. Toro comes across and about to cross the line and wins the Austrian Grand Prix with Danny falling in behind. Who's going to finish off third? Limitless is going to follow off third, but Nico's going to try and go for it this time. Is he? No, might be kind of waiting it out, diving now, and Nico's going to possibly go for it. No, he's not. Limitless closed the door on him, and Limitless might do it, but comes off the corner. Who goes through? That's a question. And Nico on Limitless just does it in front. Limitless just does it in front, and Rajic finishes in P5, about to cross the line, I believe. As he comes up now, and that was an epic fight at the end. Nico really got him. Rajic comes across the line.
Poor Nico, go for last. Possibly almost got P3, but
yeah, he was close. He's very close. Adam there coming across the line, finishing P7th. P8 S and Y were just waiting for him as the last two had crossed the line. So we're only waiting for the Alpine. He's only going to finish in 8th, but he's done a spectacular race. But well played with Toro and Danny for a great performance today.
Yeah.
And we'll wait for the results to see who is the driver of the day. Coming across the line now, finishing off the grid, and there we go. That's going to be a very happy Danny, as we can see there, celebrating all the way. Danny finishing P2, increasing his points to the championship.
Oh, and it is Nico.
Nico, you are correct. Nico is he does deserve that, actually. All of his driving, nearly getting out in the last corner, so he definitely deserves that. And what a race! What a race!
No, what a race!
That was fantastic. Here we go on the podium now. So Toro wins this race with a perfect victory, putting 25 points onto his lead in the championship. Danny finishes in second, Limitless third. Nico of the day finishes in P4. 5th Rajic, 6th Remus, 7th Adam, 8th S&Y, 9th Fivezon, and 10th Vincent, finishing off the top 10 after an epic race. I think, he got lapped once. So, we lost three cars in that last bit, but it's not a bad race at all.
Okay, so we'll let you have Toro and Danny for the interviews, as Limitless can't do interviews. Fair enough.
Good then. Fair enough.
Yep.
So that was Toro. This is stream.
Oh, hello. We'll just wait for
stream to load. I think the stream's already on. So Toro, a lovely fight there throughout the whole race. How do you feel from the beginning, fighting with your teammate?
It was a very nice battle, to be honest, until the moment that he did a mistake, I think. I don't know what happened with him. Oh, yeah, I think Maver's broke his front wing or something like that. So he had to repair it and change it. So, yeah, it's good result for the team, P1, P5. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay, exactly. And obviously, did you believe that towards the end, obviously, the conditions were getting worse and worse and worse? So, did you believe that it was time for the wet compound tyres, or did you think that Inters were just obviously they did, but did you think they were going to hold out just about?
To be honest, I think that it was time for wets, but you are in the last 5 laps, but you are not gain. I wouldn't gain that much in last 5 laps. I think I would better just to stay on this Inters, and yeah, I
Yeah,
stayed
exactly.
and I won. I mean, I
Exactly.
don't know.
So a beautiful race from you there, Toro. Let's go down to Danny now. So Danny, that was a spectacular race. How do you feel there battling with Toro?
Yeah, were like good battles and clean, so that was nice. But
So yeah, obviously, I'm going to ask the same questions before. Did you think it was time for the wet compound tyres towards the end? Because I could see you were just trying to get close to him, but it was just the exit out of the corners and stuff that were really affecting you.
yeah, I was using none and then overtake for when I could, but the axes were quite a problem. Yeah, my setup didn't feel that good in the rain as well. And yeah, in the end it was time for wets, but like there were not enough laps left, so to gain. So
Yeah, definitely. I mean, did you feel it was very tense? Obviously, Toro was dive bombing quite a few times into turn 3 there. Do you feel confident getting the exit off that corner? Because obviously you were getting perfect exits and just doing him there down into turn 4. So do you feel confident with that?
yeah, I just let him pass like just before the DRS detection, and then with DRS I could move back into P1 again.
Okay, so just playing the strat game. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So well done today from both of you. That was a perfect race. Plenty of entertainment. I believe we should get the driver of the day, Nico, if he could come in here. I mean, I'd love to talk to him if he's got time. Possibly. He's the best guy to talk to. I'd love to know his thoughts. Yeah, if we can. If not, we will end it there.
If not, well, again, it's good to Nico again, driver day. But anyways, we'll probably end off.
Probably, yeah.
Thank you to watch who was watching the stream, and we'll see you guys hopefully I think next week.
Yeah. So hopefully next week. Thank you all so much for watching.